This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Welcome, fans. The young NBA season still rich with optimism. It's going to be Tayshaun Prince and the Detroit Pistons up against Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The NBA on 2K Sports.
Live from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Thunder at the peak at the Chesapeake Energy Arena. Here are tonight's starting lineups presented by State Farm. And guys, what do you think we'll be seeing from Kendrick Perkins in this game?
Well, he's an intimidating presence inside, Kevin. 6'10", 270, loves to use that strength. But what Perkins is mainly is a defender and a space eater. You've got to put offensive players around him, but at the defensive end of the floor, he'll really quarterback your team.
Quarterback is a very good word for Perkins, I think. Yeah, I like that. Also, you see some of his hard screens. He'll have you shaking off the cobwebs. He really jolts you. Detroit is working their way through a road trip going into today's game. After dropping the first 3 games of the season, they need to turn it around.
You know, at the start of every season, everybody thinks they're going to be playing for a championship, or at least that's what they say. That optimism can really come into cold reality when you start as slowly as they have.
Well, they haven't done much to turn it around, Park. I mean, they may have really liked their plan coming into the season, but they can only stick with it for so long. Eventually, they're going to have to take a different course.
Prince misses.
Well, you look at Kendrick Perkins, traded a couple seasons ago from Boston to Oklahoma City. The numbers are down from his Boston days, but it is a different team. Oklahoma City, much more perimeter-oriented. They really ask Perkins just to defend and rebound.
Now the Thunder with it. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Well, not too much went wrong for them in that one, especially offensively. I think it worked out pretty much just as they had planned.
Yeah, I thought it was an excellent game plan, and they carried it out very effectively. The kind of game that makes a coach proud.
Here is Knight. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. On the wing, Stuckey. Stuckey gets a screen from Monroe. Over Harden. And the shot is good from Stuckey. Part of the story for Perkins with his numbers going down somewhat. He underwent knee surgery. Recall that back in 2010, Clark. It can take a couple years to come back from it.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly, Kevin, because you can come back within a year of a knee injury, but it's not until that second year when you've had a chance to work on your knee and your game that you get back close to 100%.
6 on the shot clock. It's blocked, and Ibaka slams it in. The Pistons have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far.
Yeah, I went back and looked at the tape of that game, guys. I was shocked at how soft they played defensively.
Heck, you didn't need to go back to the tape. All you had to do was look at that box score. I mean, it's obvious they were giving up a lot of high percentage shots.
Prince, yes, and Knight with the assist that time.
And Lawrence Frank of the Pistons, one of those rare coaches who not only wasn't an NBA player, but didn't even make his high school team. But he's been around this game for a long time and has done an excellent job with Detroit.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Stuckey against Harden.
Oh! Are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great.
And you really don't want to give up too many dunks like that. One is too many.
Oh, yeah, no, certainly you're right. You know, that's making it way too easy for sure.
Yeah, major breakdown defensively. They've got to tighten things up here.
And that last replay courtesy of Sprite. The Pistons trailing. They're getting their first look at the Thunder in this one.
And one of the intriguing things about the game tonight is that it's the only meeting between these two teams in this building all season.
Now let's go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to catch up with head coach Scott Brooks.
We discussed their game plan defensively, and he mentioned that controlling Greg Monroe will be crucial. He said Monroe is a guy who can score inside, rebounds well, and his passing really sets him apart. Their offense runs best when it goes through his hands, so pressuring him and staying vigilant is essential for us. Guys, can they slow him down?
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And that adds to the atmosphere, guys, with the fans knowing this is the one time they'll see this team.
That's exactly right, Kevin. We can say that no matter what happens here tonight, it's guaranteed to be the only time it does happen.
Just 5 to shoot. Outside Westbrook. Launches it. That's good. A nice assist from Durant. And that's now 7 points for Russell Westbrook.
And his skills go well beyond just his scoring ability. They really can run their entire offense through him.
Now, here is Knight. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Kings in Sacramento. Back to Prince. Pulls from the top of the key. The rebound by Harden.
Shooting-wise, he's having a tough quarter. I mean, he just seems to have gone cold. Can't find the basket. You know, you look at how the Pistons season went, Kevin, and one of their big problems was getting anything of substance done on the road. I mean, just a terrible time for them finding points on the road.
Now here's Westbrook. Brandon Knight missing his last shot. The shot's good from Westbrook. Westbrook's got 9.
Boy, he's been so cool out there, composed, never rattled. I mean, a very steady contributor to the offense.
And we've got a moment now to look at the highest scoring teams in the NBA from last season. In third, the Thunder.
This was one of the better scoring teams last year. They had a lot of different offensive weapons to choose from, and they knew exactly how to use them most effectively.
Pistons trailed by 3. Pistons on the road. You're right, Clark did struggle. And as you said, Steve, you know, second lowest point total for them, beating out only the Bobcats. Wow.
Yeah, tough to win on the road when you can't score. You know, their defense kept them in it for only so many games, but sooner or later that lack of production is going to cost you when you go away from your home arena.
Here's Westbrook after the made shot from Greg Monroe. And Ibaka kicks to Harden. Pass to Westbrook. The feed now to Perkins. It's blocked. And here is Knight. And that one's good.
Again, they attack the hoop from the lane, and it's been really good to them.
Yeah, they're getting whatever they want down there. That's 4 of their last 5 buckets coming in the paint area.
And Ibaka slams it in.
Wow, it's been back and forth. Really good battle here.
Yeah, real strong battle, guys, and it looks like it may come down to which team has the ball last as far as who wins.
Now, here is Knight. And the rebound goes to Perkins. Perkins got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Well, for Russell Westbrook last year, a career high in field goal percentage and points per game. Just a devastating scorer, getting even better. And he can score in so many different ways. Transition, he can knock down the jumper, and he's a terrific offensive rebounder.
And it's the Thunder with the ball. Right side, Durant.
Wow, that athletic play. Incredible.
Guys, I'm going to need just a second to get myself together here.
Leaves you speechless, doesn't it, Clark? Huh? Wow.
Man, I don't blame you, Clark. That dunk was unbelievable.
And you mentioned how well Westbrook scored last season. His assists did dip quite a bit.
But that wasn't just him. That was along with the team as a whole. The Thunder near the bottom of the league in assists because they've got great individual scores. They are able to get points without a lot of ball movement. Once they incorporate the ball movement and the sharing of the ball with those explosive scores, then I think you're going to have something special.
Here is Ibaka following the score by Tayshaun Prince. And again, Serge Ibaka. Ibaka's got 6 points.
Right out of the gate, just filling it up.
Both teams are, guys. I mean, points coming fast and furious.
Knight kicks to Monroe. Back to Knight. Pistons passing it around. Stuckey working against Harden. Here's Knight. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Perkins got his 4th rebound in this one.
It's clear they had one thing on their mind when they came out of the gate today. Rebound.
Yeah, and they've opened up the game with a pretty good margin in that area. Great sign for this club. That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket. Yeah, Westbrook is a physical presence, Kevin. And you see it at both ends of the floor. He attacks you offensively, and then defensively, he's constantly playing the passing lanes and looking for steals.
And when he does come up with the steal, you better foul him quick. Once he gets ahead of steam, he's likely to put a defender and the ball through the rim.
Now, here is Knight. Dishes it to Stuckey. Stuckey right side. Prince up top. Clock is at 3. Knight, he's covered by Westbrook. The shot by Knight, no good.
Well, I tell you what, guys, his struggles from the field have definitely taken their toll on the team today.
He kicks it to Monroe. Stolen by Harden. Here's Durant.
Oh, get it! Oh, watch out now. Man, oh man, finishing with flavor.
Yeah, he put something extra on that one. You're right.
And the bench going wild, guys. They love it. What an amazing dunk.
Here's Knight. Gets it.
That builds a little momentum going into the next quarter.
Yeah, you know, you definitely have to make sure you take advantage of that last possession. You don't want to squander that.
The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Thunder out in front, leading by 6. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
Tune in next Sunday night. DeMarcus Cousins and the Sacramento Kings take on Dwight Howard and the Los Angeles Lakers. A Western Conference battle. Be there.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. What do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
And you could see early on, guys, they were going to go inside and try to establish their offense in the paint area. That's exactly what they've done.
And I think that's exactly where they should continue to attack moving forward, Steve.
Pistons trail by 6.
I just got to say this. I mean, the Thunder fans have really been spoiled since the team moved to Oklahoma City. 4 years in, and they've made the playoffs in all but the first season.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So the Thunder 5 right now. Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka, and Kendrick Perkins, their front court trio. Cephalosha is out there with Reggie Jackson. Gets the bucket. And the Thunder lead by 6. Back to Oklahoma City. Made the playoffs. Gone deep more often than not. And talk about winning over a city when they relocated Steve from Seattle. They have done that and more.
Well, that city has really embraced the franchise, Kevin, and it helps when you've got guys like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook who are not only phenomenal players to watch, but really good people who the community can embrace. So I think the love affair between the team and the community is going to last a long time.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, the Thunder's Russell Westbrook is kind of a different mold at the point guard, more of a scorer. Coach Scott Brooks says, how can you not love this guy? He plays with so much passion. He plays for the team. He wants to be coached. He understands that he's not a finished product. We love what Russell brings us. He's a tough point guard, and he's one of the best in the league. Kevin?
Seems like a good fit. Thanks, Doris.
And with the Thunder, this is Scott Brooks' first head coaching opportunity, and there's no question he's made the most of it. He was Coach of the Year back in 2010, and that team has so much stability as an organization, but also as a coaching staff and as a roster. They seem to be getting better and better every year.
And Durant, here we go. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And for Coach Brooks, you really have to appreciate, Steve, the way he's gotten all the players to buy into being unselfish, that defensive first mentality.
Yeah, no question. And give the general manager credit, too, for putting together a group of guys who are high character and who already have that gene in them to really want the team to do well. Led, of course, by Kevin Durant, the superstar who is also the backbone of this club, Russell Westbrook as well. But Brooks deserves a lot of credit. He's put this together and he's made it work, and really a nice situation in Oklahoma City.
Just 5 on the clock. Here's Knight. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Perkins got 5 rebounds tonight. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
And the shot is good from The Thunder leading by 4. It's Westbrook with the drive and the powerful one-handed slam.
All business there, not messing around one bit. Flushed it right with one hand.
He never does, Clark. He never does.
Well, that's kind of his trademark, those slams like that one.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Sprite. Good stuff. The Pistons have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second.
The thing that I like about Russell Westbrook is that he steadily improves each year. You know, he's so devastating as a penetrator and a finisher in transition. And his jump shot is getting better, too. He's not elite, but it's gotten to the point where he can hit it consistently. And that's why he's such an amazing scorer.
No luck. And the Pistons now going the other way. Stuckey outside. And it's Durant with the rebound. And when you see Westbrook pull up into that jumper, he gets wide open.
Well, you know the reason why. Defenders have to play him for the drive, so they're 2 steps off of him usually. So anytime he drives or attempts to drive, he can pull up and get space for that jumper pretty much when he wants to.
Now a quick look back to last year's numbers for Serge Ibaka. First in blocks, and he was so reliable all season long offensively, finishing in the top 10 in field goal percentage.
And you called attention, Steve, to him being the shot blocks leader in the NBA. I mean, without a doubt, his presence on the low block gave them a dimension that very few teams enjoy. Having a presence there that can throw shots out of there, that's big.
James Harden, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Find him against Westbrook. Back to Prince. The pass to Bynum. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
And that kind of power move has become a trademark for him.
Feeds to Perkins. And stolen by Max Heel. Now Bynum. Open look. Gets it to go. Now just a 2-point Thunder lead.
Points in the paint have been the main course, or main entree, if you will. They just keep pounding it inside.
Now they're seeing no resistance defensively in the paint area, so the defense has got to be tougher.
Here's Westbrook, and again it's Oklahoma City.
Offensively just hammering away in the paint.
And that's 10 straight points inside, too.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
Well, he was an excellent foul shooter a season ago at about 82%.
And guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, he was such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
Kevin Durant's checked in for Thabo Sefolosha. Stuckey outside. Back to Bynum. Clock at 6. Here's Prince. The shot misses. Great D that time from Durant.
Solid advantage in the rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps, and they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
Well, one thing that you can't say is that the Thunder's rise to the top caught anyone by surprise. In the annual GM survey before the season started, more than 2/3 of the general managers in the league picked Oklahoma City to win the West.
Harden kicks to Westbrook. Down low, and then Durant with the jam.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yeah, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin.
He feeds it to Stuckey. It's Prince on the wing. Another miss by Prince. And you look at the roster they have, and Steve, you kind of alluded to it, around the league they were garnering great success. The stars like Westbrook and Durant, so much youth, it's no wonder all those GMs, Clark, that Steve was just talking about, picked Oklahoma City.
And the scary thing is that they'll keep getting picked over and over again. I mean, they have a lot of depth and a lot of skill, and I just see them getting better and better each season.
Here's Bynum. Takes the lead pass. That's good. Monroe's got his second bucket of the night.
Looked like they found the soft spot in the defense there.
Here's the 2K leaderboard with last season's best free throw shooting teams. Number 1, the Thunder.
Not only did they shoot a high percentage from the line, Kevin, but this team was outstanding in getting to the line at a high rate. You know, guys found a way to take it up a notch in terms of their free throw shooting. And that's always a key component in winning basketball games.
And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of the
What a huge play.
Tearing that roof down with that one.
Yeah, and really a dunk contest dunk that time. Wow.
Yeah, unreal. What a dunk.
59 seconds left here in the second. Bynum with it. Westbrook picks him up.
Hammer time. Hammer time. Boy, taking it hard to the rack for the big throwdown.
And give an unofficial assist, Clark, to his teammate for setting the screen that freed him up.
Yeah, good call, Kevin. That was really the key to the play.
Ibaka, and there's another one for the Thunder.
His team has to tighten up inside. Way too many easy hoops in the lane.
Yep, that's 5 straight buckets they've given up from the key now, and it's hurting them.
Here's Bynum. Here's Monroe, and the rejection by Ibaka.
Oh, they're now +5 in the rebound category, really controlling the glass.
And rebounding is one of those non-glamour stats. I mean, it takes work and effort and tenacity and physicality. But when you look at the scoreboard, you can see the correlation.
Bynum with it. He's got 8, and Monroe backs in. Fades. Kevin Durant with the rebound.
That's one he knows he should have made.
Westbrook drives in. Deflected. And Durant gets it to go. Durant's got 20 points.
Got such a good feel for his shot today, in a really good groove.
And so that's the end of the first half. Thunder lead by 13. And it's time now for the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce. We'll be back shortly to get the second half underway.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Coming to you this evening from the 2K Sports Studios, this is the Halftime Report. Oklahoma City up on top against Detroit. They've yet to lose so far this season and are looking fantastic in this one, too. A superstar first half from Kevin Durant. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field, no question about it. And battling nonstop, the Detroit Pistons. They're really going hard at it on the boards, offensively chasing down every miss they can. A nice start for Brandon Knight. He's got 8 points, and he's been able to provide some nice assists as well. Let's start things off with a look at what's coming up later tonight. The Jazz will square off against the Nuggets out in Denver. Divisional games are always so important for teams. It's an 8:30 Eastern time for a tip-off out there. And another game that's coming up, out in Minnesota, it'll be the Timberwolves against the Pacers. A good buzz always happening for that matchup. It's going to be a tip-off at 7 Eastern, 10 Pacific. And here's a look at the other NBA action from around the league. Out in Memphis, it'll be the Grizzlies against the Rockets. That one gets going at 7 Eastern. And back to Oklahoma City we go. The third quarter just about to start.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, the points have really come in bunches for him so far, and not really a surprise because you know exactly what he can do.
Well, he's been in the groove all game long, Steve, and not too many hiccups in regards to his shooting, but we also have come to expect this from him, so we're not surprised by it.
And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Knight and Stuckey are manning the backcourt. Maxwell and Monroe at the 4 and 5. And it's Prince in at the 3. Puts it up from 12. The Thunder pull it in.
Well, Rodney Stuckey is a guy who's steadily improved since entering the league. And last year, the Pistons reward him with a pretty big contract. Guy who can play either guard spot, but I think he's best suited as a scorer.
A nice shot by Knight. Knight's got the first bucket of the third here for the Pistons. And here's Harden for 3. Good work defensively by Stuckey.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the defense has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull that trigger. You've got to be in his face and not give him any space.
And you can see they recognize that, Clark. I mean, they are not going to give him that look.
You know, the dunk was great, but I didn't care for that interior defense there, guys. It was non-existent.
You're right, Clark. You know, it was way too easy. I don't think the coaches like that either. Look at that face.
But it doesn't get much easier than that. They have got to tighten up their defense. That was embarrassing.
And when you talk about Stuckey, he's butted heads with some of the coaches they've had in Detroit. But you know what, Clark, last season he seemed more comfortable.
You know what? He credited talking to a therapist with helping him out. And more, Kevin, we're seeing guys understand the benefit of having a mental expert that can talk about behavior and how that enhances performance being more and more part of NBA teams and pro athletes. The mental has oftentimes been neglected in terms of how important it is to performance. I'm glad to hear him make that admission and share that with folks. Well, let's take a look at how Oklahoma City ranked in the league last year. First in blocks, first in free throw percentage, and they were ranked third in team scoring. This team knows how to score the ball, entertaining at the offensive end.
And the thing that really jumps out at me when you talk about all those stats, Clark, is the blocks, because number one in the league, obviously really protecting the paint. They had good length, a lot of depth, and the overall team defense, the rotations was really solid because we saw players across their roster blocking shots.
Here's Monroe, the dish to Maxiel. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Maxiel's got 10 points in the game.
You know, the Pistons had a look at the playoffs for a brief moment last year, Kevin, but couldn't quite make the sustained push. Their shortcoming made it 3 straight seasons now without postseason play.
Pistons trailed by 11. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Pass to Prince, over Durant, and Durant sends it back. Right side Westbrook, and finished off by Westbrook.
You know, that's something he's capable of every trip down.
And it's just impossible to get tired of.
Yeah, there's always this excitement, this aura that surrounds him, guys, and the crowd senses it.
Special thanks to Sprite for that sweet replay. And Jason Maxiel with the slam.
Guys, he's been a go-to guy for him. I mean, and the pressure's going to continue to build on him the longer they're in this hole.
Adding on to what you were saying, Clark, about the Pistons, the team has been around in one form or another for 70 years now. They've only missed the playoffs 24 times. That's pretty consistent.
Yeah, they brought home 3 titles since they moved from Fort Wayne to Detroit. Of course, back-to-back titles with Isaiah Thomas and the Bad Boys. And then more recently, that group with Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton. So an organization that's rich with tradition.
Rebounded by Serge Ibaka. The Thunder leading by 13. From deep Harden. Rebounded by Greg Monroe. Monroe's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
Now, they may have to climb on his back to get back into this game.
Here's Durant, and Oklahoma City again with the bucket.
The lift they've gotten from him today has been huge. I mean, he's been steady offensively and has helped them get out in front here so far.
Knight against Westbrook. And it's blocked by Ibaka. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Durant's got the ball. Harden's shot is good.
Well, with the defense recovering into the lane, you've got a wide-open shooter at the three-point line.
Knight with it. Westbrook picks him up. Now, here is Knight. 12 points for him. Prince kicks to Maxiel. Nice ball movement by Detroit. And that one's good. Monroe's got 6. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Well, when you look at how the Thunder play here at home, it's easy to see why the wins pile up year after year. I mean, this place is raucous.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Nick Collison's checked in for Perkins. Cephalosha comes in for Serge Ibaka. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Russell Westbrook.
That was a nice, strong one-hand jam there.
Yeah, brought it back and ripped it down.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's nice.
By himself, and the jam by Greg Monroe. The Thunder leading by 10. And the record speaks for itself here in Oklahoma City. 26-7 in this building. And a lot of them, Clark, weren't even close.
Well, in the short span of their existence as the Oklahoma City Thunder, they've managed to make this place one that other teams all over the league dread. I mean, nobody wants to come in here and play this team.
And here's Harden. 5 points in the game. Durant just inside the line. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
They're just getting better offensively as the game goes along, making good choices and getting high percentage shots.
And they're playing hard and playing smart too, Steve. They've just been very, very good.
Knight, guarded by Jackson. Knight kicks to Maggette. 6 to shoot. Kevin Durant with the rebound. Durant's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And that's the way it's been. A big margin for them in the rebounding category.
You know, sometimes you got to get down and dirty and do the dirty work. And in this one, they've done it, and it's paid off on the scoreboard in a big way.
You know, James Harden has started to draw comparisons to Manu Ginobili for his ability to really do it all offensively. Shoot, drive, create, and of course, being left-handed, that helps too.
He dishes it to Knight. Kicks it to Villanueva. They need this. And the rebound goes to the Thunder.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
No, that's for sure, because this guy's too good of a shooter to miss that look consistently.
And, you know, guys, you look at that James Harden-Ginobili comparison, and they both can really run the pick and roll effectively. They're slashers. They're smart. They can shoot the three. They've got the mid-range pull-up. I think Harden still has a ways to go defensively to be on Manu's level, but he's making strides there as well.
Here's Jackson, and again it's Oklahoma City. Pistons trail by 17. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And that one's good by Maggette.
That's an old-fashioned finish there, guys. Going to the finger roll to get the easy two.
Thunder shooting has been out of this world. 74% from the field. And the Thunder with some changes. Perkins comes in for Nick Collison. And Jones subbed in for Kevin Durant. And then for Detroit, Jason Maxiell's checked in for Monroe. Prince comes in for Charlie Villanueva. And it's Bynum in for Rodney Stuckey. Prince setting a pick for Bynum. He passes to Prince, looking to get it going. And the rebound goes to Perkins. Perkins got 8 rebounds in this game. Here is Harden. The 3-ball. And the Thunder another 3.
And the damage they're doing from three-point range here in the second half is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they're always a threat to spray home some threes now, but not like this.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit.
Tune in next Sunday. Josh Smith and the Atlanta Hawks take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers. Don't miss it.
As the fourth quarter gets going, let's swing it over to Doris Burke to find out who's had the Sprite uncontainable game. Doris?
Hi, guys. Well, it was the stretch by the Thunder that garners the uncontainable game today. As the game has worn on, they have stepped up their intensity defensively, their best quarter being the third. That's the difference right now as they look to finish this game off.
Doris, thanks. And I think we can all agree the whole flow to their game sort of gelled at that point. Don't you think, Steve?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Kevin. Everything came together for them all at once. I mean, their shots started dropping one after another at one end, and then at the other end, they went into lockdown mode defensively.
Yeah, it was truly a good stretch for them, Steve. All they needed were a few things to kind of click into place, and then they were rolling on all cylinders.
Baca is out there with Nick Collison. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Tavo Cephalosha. And it's Westbrook in at the 2-guard spot. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. Here's Bynum. Kicks it out to Prince. Knight. The 3. That drops. Knight's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Pistons. Here's Ibaka, hammers it home.
When the big fella goes up like that, you better get out of the way.
Fourth quarter just getting started, 1 minute in the books. Pistons trail by 17. Now Bynum. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
You know, last year the Pistons were a team that really lacked a go-to scorer. Just never really knew where their offense was going to come from game to game. And I think that had an effect on how they finished in the standings, no doubt.
I agree. No good on that one. And one place that not having a reliable scorer hurt them was against the West. Steve, they couldn't match the offense of a lot of the teams they faced.
Yeah, that's why they went 5-13 in games against Western Conference teams last year. But they need talent. They need more scoring offensively. So difficult to beat really talented teams just relying on your defense. They've got to get more firepower.
Emphatic throw down there.
That one reverberated throughout the building.
No soft stuff out of this guy.
The sprite replay really gave you a good look at the action. Knight passes to Prince. Maggette outside. Takes it right up. Here's Monroe. And Strong with the one-handed jam.
You know, he's got a very laid-back demeanor in person, but he plays hard, and he does a nice job of really following shots, getting offensive rebounds, and finishing second-chance opportunities.
And, Steve, that activity extends to the defensive end as well. I mean, he's still improving there, but he's already pretty good at stripping the ball away from shooters as they get into the shooting motion.
Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Detroit. Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Well, the Pistons have an interesting group of players, young guys who, you know, the question mark with them is, can they fit together? They got a nice center in Greg Monroe. They got Knight from Kentucky. He's a little bit of a tweener. They also have Rodney Stuckey in the backcourt, who's a tweener. So will the pieces fit? I think that's the big question.
Stuckey left side. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. 8 points in the game for Stuckey.
Well, he's been scoring pretty well on just a few attempts. It might help them out if he was a bit more assertive.
And again, it's Russell Westbrook. Well, for Detroit, it seemed that they just had been collecting talent and worrying about having it work together later. Not a knock on them, Clark, just doing what rebuilding teams, I guess, just need to do.
Yeah, Kevin, but eventually you have to identify roles and then plug players into specific roles in order for it to work. You can't just get talent and have the same uniform and feel like you're going to automatically be a team.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Stuckey against Harden. Back to Ibaka. Sinks that one from the post.
Boy, you can't let them get deep position.
Yeah, you got to do your work early here, Steve, and you got to be physical with it.
Pistons trail by 17. Knight with it. Pass to Monroe. Takes a shot at the elbow. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Knight's got 6 assists now in the game. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, Kevin, during that break, Coach Scott Brooks had some words for his team. He said, nobody but us believed we'd be in this position, and here we are. I'm proud of you guys tonight. Now go finish this thing off.
All right, Doris, thanks. And the Thunder making a switch here. Perkins is checked in, and Detroit with a change here, too. Maxiel's checked in. Harden kicks to Durant. 5 on the clock. Goes back up. Count the bucket. Durant's got 28 points for the game.
3 straight buckets in the paint. They're making it look effortless.
Well, speaking of effortless, you'd like to see a little more out of the defense. How about trying, guys?
Back to Maggette. The feed to Stuckey. Dishes to Maggette. The Thunder pull it in. Perkins got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Westbrook kicks to Perkins. Outside Durant. And that one's good. Durant's got 30.
No question, they're trying to pound the ball inside. That's 5 straight hoops inside.
And if the D won't stop it, keep at it. I mean, those are the kind of looks you want all day long. He's starting to pick up his game in this half.
And Westbrook, here we go. Overnight. Blocked. Here's Maggette. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Corey Maggette having a good one. 10 points, and he's come away with the steal, too.
Well, when he's had the chance to be a factor defensively, he's taken it. You know, that steal was just another example of it.
Tavo Cephalosha has checked in for the Thunder.
Well, one topic that the league and the Players Union did punt on, as they say, in the last labor negotiation was the age requirement rule. The league wanted to push it back to push it up to 20 years. The players wanted to cut it back to 18. They've kept it at 19 years of age. I'd personally like to see it up at 20. I think players need the life experience and the growth and maturity before they enter the NBA.
Here's Durant, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Went for the two-hand throw down there, needed safety and power.
That's how you do it.
Yep. No, nothing fancy, but he finished with force.
Pistons trail by 16. Now a timeout called by Detroit. And no question, a 20-year-old age limit would benefit college basketball. And Steve, you are now watching a lot of college basketball, broadcasting it. The NBA feels that the benefit, the league would get would be enormous. Do you, Steve, think it would be in the players' best interests?
I do, Kevin, because I think players would arrive in the NBA more prepared than they would after only one season of college basketball. And I know there's plenty of arguments on both sides, but the bottom line is, it's about the product on the floor. And we've got a lot of very young players in the league these days who really are not quite ready for what they're facing. So I think one more year to that rule would be a big benefit for everybody.
Monroe, covered by Perkins. Monroe dishes to Knight. Corey Maggette on the wing. 4 on the shot clock. Goes up. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Harden's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Durant just inside the line. Again, Oklahoma City.
Anytime they've needed a hoop, he's taken over one shot after another. Boy, is he playing well.
Knight kicks to Monroe. Back to Knight. Got a piece of it. He kicks to Maxiel. Back to Knight. Over Ibaka. Out to Stuckey. Monroe with a screen on Hart. Stuckey with it. Westbrook picks him up. No good from Maggette.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
Left side Westbrook. Now the pass to Durant. Back to Westbrook. Feeds it to Ibaka. Harden outside. Westbrook. Nice D from Maggette. The Pistons have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Knight kicks to Stuckey. Knight passes to Maxiel. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. Now, here is Harden. Inside to Perkins. Here's Stuckey. Good.
Well, the main strength of his is his finishing ability in tight. And even if you get a body on him, he can power it through the contact.
And, he's got another skill that you love to see in a play. The ability to create a high-quality shot for himself off the dribble.
Westbrook, and he comes off the screen and slams it through.
Well, the outcome is not in question now. They've got it all wrapped up.
Agreed. I mean, they're just looking to simply run the clock out now.
The Pistons shooting certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field. Knight gets a screen from Monroe. Knight kicks to Monroe. That's good. The assist that time from Knight.
Now, they probably needed more of this earlier, guys. I don't think there's enough time left to get back into the game.
Guys, this is really a case of too little too late, but at least it gives them something to work off of going into the next game.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see you next time. And now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.